Our today's topic is mechanical properties of solids, or this chapter is also called as elasticity. So in this chapter, the main point is Hooke's law. Hooke's law in elasticity. According to this Hooke's law, we can write it as statement: stress is directly proportional to strain, where stress is called a restoring force developed per unit area of cross section. Strain is deformation per unit dimension. And here stress, or that implies we can write it as stress is equal to E into strain, where E is called elastic constant. We have three types of elastic constants. They are Young's modulus, elastic constant, or modulus, elastic modulus, indicated with the letter Y, and rigidity modulus, neta, and C, bulk modulus, K. Let us first discuss about the Young's modulus. So Young's modulus comes into play when the wires elongates, or length of a wire, length of a material changes. So according to the definition, or according to the Hooke's law, Young's modulus Y can be written as longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. So that implies Y can be written as F divided by A, that is longitudinal stress, and strain can be written as E divided by L. So in this case, let us assume a wire of length capital L. Initial length or original length of the wire is assumed as capital L. By the application of a force capital F, or by suspension of a mass M, if wire B extends up to certain level. So original length is capital L, elongation or increase in length, extension of the wire due to the application of a force, or by suspension of a load, anyway. So if wire extends by an elongation E, stress developed in the wire is F by A and strain E by L, or that implies F is equal to F by A into L divided by E. Sorry, this is Young's modulus Y, not F. Young's modulus Y is equal to F by A into L by E. Or as per the diagram, F can be written as mg, L divided by area of cross section of the wire can be written as pi r square into E. So here mg L divided by pi r square E, or elongation can be written as mg L divided by pi r square Y, or E is equal to FL by AY. Some important formulas related to elongation. Number 1, from E is equal to FL by A into Y, for two different wires, we can write it as E1 by E2 is equal to F1 by F2 into L1 by L2 into A2 divided by A1 into Y2 divided by Y1. E is equal to FL by AY, this formula, if it is multiplied with L by L, that is equal to F into L square by A into L is volume into Y. In this case, if F comma V and Y are constants, then E is directly proportional to L square, or for two different wires we can write it as E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2 whole square. From the same formula, again E is equal to FL square by Vy. Same formula we are taking here. FL square divided by, in the place of V, if we can, where V is volume can be written as mass by density into V. And in this formula, if capital F, comma, Y and D are same, are constant for two different wires, then E is directly proportional to L square by M, or for two different wires we can write it as E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2 whole square into M2 divided by M1. M2 divided by M1. And next, from E is equal to FL by AY. So here FL, A pi r square Y. In this case, if F comma L and Y are same for two different wires, then E is directly proportional to 1 by R square, or E is inversely proportional to 1 by A. And next, now E formula FL by AY is multiplied with A divided by A. Then numerator FL into A is volume and denominator A square Y. So here, if F comma V and Y are constant or same for two different wires, then E is directly proportional to 1 by A square, or E is directly proportional to 1 by R to the power of 4, because A is equal to pi r square, square is there, so pi r square whole square, pi square constant, so E is inversely proportional to R to the power of 4, where R is the radius of a wire. As a continuation for fifth point, E1 by E2 is equal to R2 by R1 whole to the power of 4. This is the continuation for the last fifth point. And next, sixth point. Let us assume that a load is suspended from a wire. Let a load M is suspended from a wire. See, observe here. When a wire is when a mass M is suspended from a wire of length capital L. Here, load is equal to mg. So E is equal to mgl divided by pi r square y is the formula. Or here you can write it as E is directly proportional to mg. Let us assume that it is equation number 1. When A almost constant area of cross section for a small extension of the wire, L, Y are same, E is directly proportional to mg. Now the same case, if this load is immersed fully, you can draw the same diagram here. When the load M is immersed in a liquid of density rho, then due to upthrust, So L there is no change, Y there is no change. So when the load M is immersed in a liquid, then E dash can be written as mg dash. Let us assume that it is equation 2. From equations 1 and 2, E dash by E is equal to mg dash by mg, where mg dash is the weight of the body inside the liquid of density rho. Density of the liquid is assumed as rho here, and mg is the weight of the same body in air. This is in air. But we know that apparent weight of a body inside a liquid, that is mg dash is equal to weight of the same body in air minus upthrust due to buoyancy, or mg dash is equal to, m can be written as here volume into density of the material of the body is assumed as d. So v dg minus v rho g is the force of buoyancy or upthrust, where rho is the density of liquid in which the body of mass m is immersed, or mg dash is equal to, see here v dg is taken as common, 1 minus rho divided by d. So v dg is equal to mg into 1 minus rho divided by d. Now see here, therefore E dash by E is equal to mg dash, mg into 1 minus rho by d divided by mg cancel. So E dash can be written as E into 1 minus rho by d. See, observe this equation. We can conclude that elongation E dash is equal to E into 1 minus rho by d. It is nothing but extension of a wire decreases. That is, E is less than E. E dash is less than E. That is, when the load is immersed in a liquid, elongation in the wire decreases. Next point, combinations. That is, first one is series combination. Series combination of two wires. Let us assume that the two different wires are suspended one after the other. See here, first wire length is assumed as L1 and Young's modulus is Y1, and here area of cross section is A1. Then second wire length is assumed as L2, original length, and Young's modulus of the second wire is assumed as Y2. Area of cross section is taken as A2. When a load is suspended, capital M is suspended, capital M is equal to F. The load is suspended from the two different wires. Then in this case, E total elongation is equal to E1 plus E2. Total elongation of the net wire is equal to E1 plus E2. But from E is equal to FL by A into Y, in the diagram, F is equal to F1 is equal to F2, and A is equal to A1 is equal to A2. That is, E is directly proportional to L divided by Y. Therefore, L by Y is equal to, E1 is L1 by Y1 plus L2 by Y2. But L is equal to total length. L1 plus L2 by Y is equal to L1 by Y1 plus L2 by Y2. Or by simplifying it here, you can write it as, or that implies L1 plus L2 by Y is equal to, so the right side LCM is Y1 Y2, and numerator can be written as L1 Y2 plus L2 Y1 divided by Y1 plus Y2, or effective, that is Ys, you can take it as here series combination. Effective Y is equal to, see, LCM here, not Y1 plus Y2. Y1 Y2 is the LCM. Y1 Y2. So therefore Ys, that is the effective Young's modulus in series combination, Ys can be written as Y1 Y2 into L1 plus L2 divided by L1 Y2 plus L2 Y1. This is the effective Young's modulus of the combination in series combination. And suppose here, if L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L, then Ys, effective Young's modulus in series combination, can be written as Y1 Y2 L plus L 2L divided by, here L1 L2 same, L you can take it as common, L into Y1 plus Y2. Here L cancel, so that implies Ys is equal to, so 2 Y1 Y2 divided by Y1 plus Y2, or this can also be written as 2 by Ys is equal to 1 by Y1 plus 1 by Y2 here. So L plus L, 2L divided by Y, L by Y1 plus L by Y2, LL cancel, 2 by Y remaining, that is Y is equal to Ys in series combination. 2 by Ys is equal to 1 by Y1 plus 1 by Y2. Next one, parallel combination of two different Ys. Parallel combination. When two different Ys of same length are suspended from a rigid support and a load is attached here. L1 length of the first wire, L2 length of the second wire, and Y1 Young's modulus of the first wire, Y2 Young's modulus of the second wire. Let us assume A1, A2 are the area of cross sections of the first wire and second wire. Observe here, it is mandatory. So L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L, and elongations also. E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E. From E is equal to FL by AY formula. So L and E are constants here. So therefore F divided by AY is equal to constant, or F is directly proportional to AY. From the figure, F is equal to F1 plus F2. Load shared for two different Ys, F1 plus F2. Or this can be written as AY is equal to A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2. Or A can be written as A1 plus A2 into Y, or in parallel combination we can take it as YP also. So A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2, or YP is equal to A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2 divided by A1 plus A2. This is the effective Young's modulus in the parallel combination. Here, if A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, then YP can be written as A into Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2A. A cancel. So YP is equal to Y1 plus Y2 by 2. Effective Young's modulus in the parallel combination of two Ys. Next point is Poisson's ratio. So this Poisson's ratio plays an important role to decide the elastic nature of the materials. It is defined as sigma is equal to lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Lateral strain by longitudinal strain. Let us take here two cases. When a wire, let us take a small thin wire or thick wire also, no problem. So a wire of certain diameter and certain length. A wire of length L, diameter is assumed as D. D is the diameter. Now, if the wire is stretched by applying an equal and opposite forces on both sides along the lengthwise, let us assume that this wire extends, or length of a wire, due to the application of equal and opposite forces at both the ends. Let us assume that a wire extends altogether. The wire extends a certain length, that is L plus delta L. Final length of the wire becomes L plus delta L. When length increases, while length increases, diameter decreases. This is decrease in diameter. So that is D minus delta D is the final diameter. So this decrease in diameter is called lateral strain. Increase in length is called longitudinal strain. So therefore, sigma can be written as minus delta D by D, lateral strain, divided by increase in length by original length, that is longitudinal strain. Or that implies delta D by D is equal to minus sigma into delta L by L, where negative sign indicates that diameter decreases when length increases. Next one, rigidity modulus. Rigidity modulus neta. So let us assume that a cube or a square plate. So a cube A, B, C, D of each side equal to L. And here the lower edge of the cube AB is rigidly fixed and parallel to the upper face tangential to DC, this upper side. If a force is applied, capital F is applied, so this shape of the cube changes to parallelepiped. That is, C is shifted to C dash and D is shifted to D dash. Let us assume that it is small l. Shift in the D is L. Shift in C also is assumed as a small l. And here angle through which the body is shared. The shape of the body changes to that particular new shape. So here shearing angle is equal to theta. This shearing angle is also called R. This theta is also called shearing strain. According to the definition, neta is equal to the shearing stress divided by shearing strain. Shearing, or we can write tangential stress by tangential strain also, or that implies, so neta is equal to stress as usual F by A divided by theta, or that is equal to F by A divided by tan theta. So you can write it as tan theta, because for small angles, so tan theta is approximately equal to theta. So therefore, neta is equal to F by A into, in the diagram, tan theta here. So small l by capital L, or that is equal to F by A into L by small l. This is the formula for rigidity modulus. Next one, bulk modulus. K is denoted with letter K. So bulk modulus K is defined as volume stress divided by volume strain. Volume stress by volume strain. Let us now assume that a body, a spherical body of certain volume V, and on this body when a uniform pressure is applied from all directions. So uniform pressure delta P is applied. So its volume reduces. Let us assume that initial volume is V and final volume is V minus delta V. Initial pressure P and increased after increase final pressure P plus delta P. So according to the definition, we can write here for this case K is equal to delta P divided by minus delta V by V. So when pressure increases, volume decreases. So that here minus sign indicates that volume decreases. Or delta V by V is equal to, so minus delta V by decrease in volume minus delta V by V is equal to delta P divided by K, or magnitude. Magnitude modulus of delta change in volume can be written as delta P by K, or delta V is equal to V into delta P by K. Delta V can be written as final volume minus initial volume. Let us assume that here V dash is the final volume, V is the initial volume. That is equal to V into delta P by K, or V dash is equal to V plus V into delta P by K, or that implies V dash is equal to V into 1 plus delta P by K, or volume can be written as mass by density, where M is mass, rho dash is the final density. Mass by rho, initial volume, rho is the initial density, 1 plus delta P by K as it is. Here mass term cancel, that implies 1 by rho dash is equal to 1 by rho into 1 plus delta P by K, or rho dash can be written as rho divided by 1 plus delta P by K, or that is equal to rho into 1 minus delta P by K. This is final density. Next topic, elongation of a wire due to its own weight. Elongation of a wire due to its own weight. See, let us assume that here a wire of certain initial length, say capital L, is suspended from a rigid support without any load attached to the wire. Its weight is acting from its center of mass. Let us assume that mg is the weight of the wire. So center of mass is located exactly at the middle. So therefore effective length is L by 2 only. We know that elongation general formula E is equal to F into L by A into Y. But here L is equal to L by 2. So that implies E can be written as F into L by 2 divided by A into Y. But F is equal to mg L by 2 divided by A into Y. So again mass can be written as mass of a wire. So volume into density into G L divided by 2AY. Further, volume can be written as area into length DGL divided by 2AY. See here, A cancel. That implies E elongation is equal to L square dg divided by 2y. This is the elongation of a wire due to its own weight. Next point, work done in stretching a wire. Work done in stretching a wire. So to stretch the wire of a certain length, a force should be applied in stretching a wire. So here a wire of length L to stretch the wire. Here from 0 force, that is work done is equal to, formula is average force applied into elongation or extension. Elongation. So that implies W is equal to average 0 initial force plus final force divided by 2 into E, or that is equal to half Fe. Next one, strain energy. Strain energy E is defined as work done required per unit volume to stretch the wire. Strain energy is defined as work done required per unit volume. So that implies E strain energy can be written as work done is equal to half F into E, volume is equal to area into length, or that is equal to half into F by A into E divided by L, or that implies E is equal to half into F by A is called stress, and elongation by original length is strain. So strain energy can be written as strain energy E is equal to half into stress into strain. But from Y is equal to stress divided by strain, so stress can be written as stress is equal to Y into strain. By substituting the stress value here, the strain energy E is equal to 1 by 2 into, in the place of stress Y into strain into strain. So that is strain square. This is another form of strain energy. Again, same, from Y is equal to stress divided by strain. Now we can write strain is equal to stress by Y. By substituting this value in the strain energy formula, so we can get E is equal to half into stress into, in the place of strain can write it as stress by Y. So stress divided by Y, or that implies E can also be written as half into stress square divided by Y. This is another form of strain energy. See, observe, total 3 forms. Strain energy is equal to 1 by 2 into stress into strain, or strain energy is equal to half into Y into strain square, or strain energy can also be written as half into stress square by Y.